Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. DB333, and welcome back to Hearts 4. Kaiserreich as Polska. Now, in last video, it's been a while since I've sat down and recorded this, so I kind of forget what we did. Yeah, I will be honest. I haven't filmed this in a while. I just haven't had time or energy or more time, really, to get to recording this. And when I have been doing anything, I've been streaming the TNO Guangdong series I've just wrapped up. But I want to get working on some parts, mainly because I'm about to head out for school. And I haven't had to upload parts for a while. So I want to get working on something, especially seeing how I'm going to be going to school, or going to Colorado for spring break. So I want to get working on some parts to get have uploaded for the weekend, or my whole break. But this should at least satiate the Wednesday upload, and from there we'll just kind of chill from there. I think. I think I was saving to change. Yeah, I want to change that law. So we're going to hang tight for a bit. And got a lot of socialist support, which is going okay. The Prishtek pogrom from 2 years ago is still fresh in the minds of many Jews. There's yet another significant outbreak of anti-Semitism among the Polish day protesters and rioters in Gulf University of Warsaw, instigated by nationalist fraternities in the institution. While the demands of the students are vague and often contradictory, among those commonly repeated are the resignation of Jewish professors and university workers, such as linguistics professor Raphael Lemkin, whose students believe are peddling lies, cynical propaganda, and treason statements. The National Democrats' demand for limiting Jewish access to higher education has been brought to the parliamentary debate once again. It's argued that Jews are overrepresented in the Polish education system, as the protesting students are saying, and setting in numerous clauses. The quotas for both Catholic and Jewish students would in fact create a far more equal society. This practice is not demanded by the law, but universities already use their administrational autonomy to unofficially enforce it. Despite fierce protests by the left and many intellectuals, it seems like the numerous clauses, law is going to be passed into SEM. As last result, groups of Jewish and Polish cultural influencers, many of them acquaintances of the royal family, have appealed to the king directly in hopes that he will kill the legislation with his veto. Well, the king should not override a democratic decision. Young and handsome, and most importantly unmarried, Prince Alexander has had his fair share of admirers, but thus far has expressed his disinterest in marrying, preferring to focus on his career in the Polish Air Force instead. There's been some pressure for the 26-year-old prince to find a suitably high match, and fears that without heir, King Augustus' legitimacy would suffer. These fears were proven empty when a sensational magazine published rumors of Prince Alexander's secret relationship with a commoner, Wanda Zawaka. She's a Pole of common birth, and her family has been involved in independence activism in the past. Relationship has been blooming for months now, and when approached by his father, Alexander was defiant, expressed his wish to marry Zawaka. Despite the dynastic and political scandal it will cause, Kaiser Wilhelm II has privately expressed his wish with August to persuade his son to abandon such folly for the sake of dignity of the House Hohenzollern. You know what? Follow your heart, Alexander. Renovated the University of Warsaw. Excellent. Let's work on domestic aircraft manufacturing. Why not? We'll get working down to Eastern Europe's workshop. New field of aviation is seen by many as shape the future of travel and warfare. It is because of this that the next target of government capital is generally seen to be the creation and expansion of a full aviation sector, one which is hoped to be capable of producing domestic aircraft comparable to domestic efforts elsewhere. While reliant on government investment to get off the ground, many hope that these companies will soon be able to soar on their own. Plain puns. Get extra tech going. Poland, Santiago. Scandal shocked the nation. Maurice Zamoyski, a nobleman in the King's Council, has been accused of corresponding with Roman Domovsky's National Committee in Moscow. An anonymous source sent the police a number of letters proving that Zamoyski has been active correspondence with traitors for years, and many claim that his cooperation is extended to actively helping the anti-monarchist organizations and national spies to act against the kingdom. Zamoyski naturally denies everything and has considerable popular support. It would be relatively easy to simply claim the letters as falsifications and to avoid the backlash of persecuting the richest man in Poland. But if the accusations are true, he might be a dangerous enemy to the king, indeed. Remove him at once. Oh, got some extra troops. Want them here, this guy to that. And now it's time to do early mobilization, because we need to get our some extra factories going. Yeah. So, Central America stuff is going on. Yeah, my spring break is coming up. It's a Tuesday when I'm recording this. I'm flying out on Thursday to Colorado, and it's going to be fun. I have an old friend of the channel, Fear the Flare. Some of you might know him as Evan. He brought me Starbucks once when I was doing the Spear series, and I had to stop the video for like a few minutes just to go grab it. Well, he moved out of Colorado, and I'm going to head out his way, say hello, check in on him. Good man, that gentleman. Anyone who brings me coffee is already pretty high up in my opinion, if you ask me. Let's do the War Industry Bureau. The growing tensions on the continent are bad for peace. They are a good time for arms contractors. In a more pragmatic view, the ability to have a strong arms sector is extremely useful should the nation come to need it. This is the impetus behind the creation of the War Industry Bureau, which will oversee the arms manufacturing and logistics sourcing side of our military. There we go. Excavation too. But yeah, so I don't have too much time to just sit around and do recording, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to get fucking caught up. And yeah, I have the stuff recorded, but I'm gonna have to record some more Kaiserreich stuff after I get all my stuff packed. But ooh, Polish saint. In declaration from Pope Pius, 17th century Polish priest Andrzej Bobola has been officially canonized as a saint. Bobola, who is often called the Apostle of Polesia, has already been the unofficial patron saint of Poland. He's a Jesuit missionary who worked tirelessly in the Pinsk and Polesia regions at spreading Catholicism in Ruthenia. Bobola was captured, tortured, and murdered by a group of Zaporozhian Cossacks during the Zemlensky uprising in 1657. After his exceedingly brutal death, he was buried in Pinsk, and after his death, many Poles have claimed to have seen the martyr in visions, promising that one day Poland would be resurrected. Bobola's body was reportedly unspoiled and mummified, which was seen as further proof of his holiness. Now he's been brought back to Poland, to the Church of Our Lady of Grace in the old town of Warsaw. The faithful revere the recognition of the Polish martyrhood by the Vatican as a strong symbol for Polish independence. Welcome home. So we got planes going. Do some medium airframes, I guess. But it's still not really looking good for the PSA of the AUS, I'll be honest. But yeah, it was good that Prince Alexander cannot be swayed on his marriage plans, seeing this apparent decided it would be best to let Alexander follow his love and ignore pleas from the head of the family. The royal family came to an agreement that Alexander will step aside from the succession. The king's younger brother, Oscar, would be nominated as heir. Alexander could then marry freely whomever he wished, and a wedding with Miss Zavaka was quickly arranged, with a small-scale celebration of only a small number of friends and family present. Despite the low profile, the event has garnered enormous media coverage in the Polish press. not the least because of Wanda Zawadzka's humble birth. Ironically, the prince has become immensely more popular in Poland after relinquishing his titles than he ever was as a crown prince, and it seems that the king's decision to allow it is widely respected among his subjects. His happiness is my happiness. Aw. What do we want to do here? We've got more infrastructure. Be very good, methinks. Let's support the Lodz textile industry. I'll do that, I guess. What is Ukraine doing? Oh, they're purging the leftists. Damn it. Boo. Oh. Sure, what was happening in Dublin? Oh, fuck, right. Oh, God. It's hideous. Oh, Jesus, fuck. Oh, no. I'm just not gonna look at that direction. Kev, I'm sorry you had to see that. It seems the Polish Socialist Party has intensified their campaign during the past few days, winning over many formerly hesitant about supporting them. If it can keep their campaign up, it's quite possible they win the election. Their political opponents are already looking for proof of any cheating that would explain the sudden surge. Quite surprising. It's almost as if we were planning for that the whole time. It seems that Central Louvre has intensified their campaign during the past few days, winning over many formerly hesitant about supporting them. If they can keep their campaign up, it's quite possible they can win this election. Their political opponents are already looking for proof of any cheating that would explain the sudden surge. Noticing a trend there, huh? Well, the election is going to be next month, I believe. Sometime in there. Let's do Eastern Europe's workshop. Looking back on our efforts to build a new crown jewel of our economy, it's almost justified to feel a small sense of pride. We have transformed the area around Warsaw to one of the most foremost industrial centers in all of Middle Europe. And that's notable in both scale and modernity. Although there's still plenty of work to do, and the new golden age of Polish industry is only just beginning. There we go. A major newspaper has published a shocking story of a well-known foreign figure from the Polish Socialist Party and his shady connections to foreign interests. The story accuses the party of accepting undocumented funding from abroad in the form of large, anonymous donations. While pre-election smear campaigns are nothing new, charges of corruption could seriously dent the popular perception of the party as one that is standing up for little men. Now, there's no evidence of collusion. Fake news. What do we want to do? More military factories? These are all for 30. I'll do a military factory. It seems that the National Union has intensified their campaign during the past few days, winning over many formerly hesitant about supporting them. If they can keep their campaign up, it's quite possibly win the election. Their political opponents are looking for proof of any cheating that would explain the sudden surge. Quite surprising. There we go. It seems that the interpartisan circle is intensifying their campaign during the past few days, winning over many formerly hesitant about supporting them. If they can keep this campaign up, it's quite possible they will win the election. Their political opponents are already looking for proof of any cheating that would explain this sudden surge. Quite surprising. I don't know if anything is surprising anymore, I'll be honest. Fifth Zhejiang War. Got some civvy factories lined up. Kaliska is a pretty well-developed area. I think it's going to be a good idea to build some more industry over there. So we'll go with civilian industry for now. Got the car list. Not too much changing over here between the Carlist and the Confi. Kuba's joined the Reich Pact. The laws of the Kingdom of Poland mandate that, barring a state and national emergency, elections of SEM must be held no more than 4 years after the previous. The latest SEM elections were a pivotal affair, seeing the demise of a national coalition and its replacement with the present government. It was also known, for even before Black Monday, confrontations between left and right were growing more common. 36 was only an accelerant, and a reminder that the Ponakovsky government of the stakes of Central Louvre had every reason to hope that they might find the vengeance in this vote. And it was everything they could have hoped for, securing a majority of the SEM seats between them and the PPS. The PS and the PPS have proven beyond all doubt that the will of the Polish people is with them, and a more free and equal nation. For now, the Chechen will pay the price for their betrayal, and the Circle are now left to wonder where exactly they went wrong. SEM appears on track to inaugurate the most left-leaning government in the kingdom's history, although it is still being negotiated whether its prime minister will be from Agrarian PSL or the Socialist PPS. Now, the case government will be expected to be staunchly progressive. Land and labor reform, secularization, nationalization of key industries, and the revocation of royal and senatorial vetoes. All is on the agenda. All unexcept for conservatives. Between their foreign ties and radical policies, several in the Senate and circles see it as an essential block of central government by any means necessary, and there is one path to do so. In private, the king has been urged to use the recent political unrest as grounds to point the statehood parties, Vladislav's Stednitsky, to an emergency government, one that would be unquestionably loyal and could use royal powers to contain subversive elements. But while legally viable, the move is tantamount to a rejection of election results, and is certain to draw strong reactions even from some moderates. The king must decide whether doing this is so soon is worth the risk. Dubois and the PPS will begrudgingly be allowed to take office. The king has appointed Stanislav Dubois as a new president of ministers, who has immediately started to form a left liberal cabinet. Central Louvre now faces massive challenges to deliver to the people what they have promised against a deeply conservative Senate and the king, who view the left with suspicion, especially after the rise of radicalism in the aftermath of Black Monday. Many political analysts give the new government 1 year maximum. After all, there's never been a Central Louvre government in Poland that lasted through an entire term. But this is the dawn of progress. Election in 1938, and the ascension of the Central Louvre, which we'll get to right after Eastern Europe. We set ourselves as Eastern Europe's workshop. I'm looking down. Curtail the Geheimrat. So we do these two, go down this. Maybe we can get the Union of Krakow. But now we'll do the ascension of Central Louvre. In a grim term for the pro-German elements in our nation, the Central Louvre bloc has managed to secure a victory in the election. Falling to the left politically and economically, these parties envision an ambitious series of reforms to break up the status quo and strengthen democratic control over the nation's political direction. Their plans are also likely to involve further decoupling of the Poland from the German economic hegemony and working closer with their brothers in Galicia. Japan announces our ambitions, troubling. We'll work on new artillery while we're at it. Continuing the expansion of your national radio, Polski Radio SA has begun broadcasting from a second permanent radio station in Warsaw, bringing their total number of stations to 5. These stations and their coverage of Poland proper ensure the Polish radio broadcasts reach Polish people all across Europe, even crossing national boundaries. The Polish voice knows no bounds. There we go. What now? Let's do logistics companies. Uh-oh. Violence against Jews is nothing new in Poland, but the past week has been especially grim. There have been multiple attacks against Jewish shops and the families who own them, especially in the northern regions where the National Democrats are the strongest. The pogroms in Wysoki Mazowiecki almost reached the scale of events seen in Project in 1936. Oh, I don't know what this is. I'll check that in a second. Such actions were augmented by calls to boycott Jewish shops and treatment by major right-wing newspapers. And the right's government's inaction towards the past cases have encouraged the radical right to be more open and more violent in their anti-Semitic actions. Nothing new under the sun. Ever since the election, social agitation has never really ended. Underground publications around constantly claims of government corruption and inability to improve people's livelihoods is giving strength for propaganda. As long as there is a malcontent base for agitation, there's a risk of widespread strikes or, heaven forbid, a revolution. Offensive now. Okay, so what? War of international unrest will turn to revolution when both socialist supports at least 25% of the socialists have crossed the Rhine, or socialist support is over 50%. Interesting. Same idea with the anti-German agitation here. We don't have any political power to do anything there. But we can go ahead and renegotiate the economic treaties. The more independent the Polish economy is, the less harm it is. In case it is severed from the rest of Middle Europa. I think I'll go ahead and try to negotiate the economic treaties. Do I want to do that now? Might wait a little bit. So we're going to get bonuses to social democracy, but it's not going to affect our coalition very much. Well, it's easy to see the German minority in Poland as a mere representative of the repressive government in Berlin paints a woefully simple picture for them. There are around 500,000 Germans in Poland, mostly concentrated in the industrial cities of the Law's voivodeship. Only a minority of them are large landholders what wield considerable political influence of the Geheimrat. The vast majority of Polish Germans have had a long history of cooperation with Polish and Jewish organizations and are generally members of German Labor Party of Poland, or DAP, a moderate socialist party with close connections to both German and Polish social democratic parties, who tend to emphasize issues of nationality and usually work together with PPS as a small allied party in the Sem. Well, that's interesting. The largest criminal investigation in Polish history have ended with numerous convictions, dozens of cases of egregious corruption revealed by the Krakow papers and handled severely. Deeper investigations found many more that are guilty of crimes, even some as bold as conspiracy against the throne. The thorough investigation revealed just how well connected our political opposition is to foreign nations, especially around the Galician border. Our arrest should reduce their ability to cause us further harm, though many slip through the fingers of our police, as we do not wish to gather publicity by chasing more dubious cases. It's better this way. There goes the Italian Civil War. On the anniversary of Great Peasant Strike of 1937, police were expecting minor unrest to break out and had reserves dispatched Lesser Poland voivodeships in advance. As expected, some peasant marches were arranged and huge crowds gathered to rural churches to pay respect to those who fell a year ago. There were some called a few political prisoners still in prison because they were part of strikes, but for the most part, demonstrations remained peaceful. We will be strict. A little bit of Republican support won't kill us. Our guys won the World Cup. They're just really deciding not to win. Nobody wants to win the Balkan War, I guess. Bulgaria isn't even doing well. They're just not doing bad enough to lose. Which is always kind of funny to me. the ascension of Central Love. Next, I think we'll go ahead and end this video here. No, but I think what I will do is I'll read this focus real quick. Well, let's go ahead. We'll start by shackling the Senate, because I want to hold on to that political power for a little bit longer if I can. So we'll shackle the Senate. The upper house of the Sejm has proven itself to be the citadel of conservatism and reactionary thought, aligning itself with Germans rather than the people of Poland. This archaic institution has only one purpose, to slow down progress. In our ideal Poland, such an elitist body will not exist, but for the time being, we can only reduce their influence in favor of a lower house. And that is fair enough. Whether we will be able to continue from there is beyond my pay grade, but we still got some time. But not time in this video. We're going to have to cut it here. Thanks always for watching, though, my friends. If you liked the video, leave a like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you want to see more of this content in the future, the sub button for uploads weekdays, as well as... I got to stop looking at that Union of Britain. That Ireland situation is hurting my eyes. Yeah. Like this if you like it, dislike if you didn't. Check out the comment section for all my various links. And leaving comments down in the comment section below. I read all of them that I get. I appreciate any feedback you have for me. That's really it for now, friends. I thank you as always for watching. My name has been Mr. Dogboat333. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.